Hi, good evening everyone. Today, meron tayong special speaker today, and as you guys know, na medyo solo lang tayo ngayon. Wala tayong partner in crime na si Kuya Buboy, but it's okay. So, kakausapin ko muna yung sarili ko since wala akong kausap. So anyways, so tonight we have our best and greatest speakers when it comes to home insurance, and ito ay napaka-importante especially sa mga newly homeowners na this year and upcoming na magiging homeowners. So ang gusto lang natin i-share ngayon ang proper way how to read yung kung ano ba yung home insurance, why do we need home insurance when buying homes. And this broker is very special to me kasi sila yung talagang unang-una kong broker sa home insurance, and right now they are handling my, I think that two properties. If Kuya knows that, but they are very approachable and they know what they're doing, and of course if you have any questions when it comes to home insurance, they are ready to answer all everything that you have sa sa lahat ng mga questions na naiisip nyo, dahil actually nung bago akong bumili yung first property ko, sila yung talagang tumulong kasi sa akin dahil wala talagang idea kung kung ano ba yung home insurance, bakit ba kailangan home insurance. And doon ko nalaman, meron pala iba-ibang klaseng yung coverage ng home insurance. May flood, may fire, may yung titignan mo pa yung electrical panel, yung pipes ng mga plumbing. And when buying homes, we don't even hindi natin tinitingnan yun o hindi natin iniisip. And these people are very expert they are the professional to know anong klaseng coverage ang kailangan ng property nyo. Kasi I believe hindi lahat ng insurance ay parang one insurance doesn't fit all, di ba? Yun yung pagkakaalam ko. Pero of course, Kuya Reygel Robles will explain to you like all the details na kailangan nyo malaman. And this is very important sa lahat ng nakikinig or makikinig later on kasi this video is recorded. So sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam, lahat ng info session ng SEMPA is recorded. So you can go back, you can share with your family and friends, especially sa mga newcomers natin. And yeah, so before we start, I would like to introduce to you the pinaka-poging brokerage brokerage manager sa buong Winnipeg, Kuya Reygel Robles.
Thank you, Greg, for that introduction. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone who's listening to this one on SEMFA. No? We are glad to be sponsors. Gem Insurance are glad to be sponsors. And then it is one of our directions this year to be active sa communities, Filipino community in Steinbach. No? And then thank you, Greg, for inviting me to have this opportunity to present. My presentation is geared towards primarily yung mga first-time home buyers, no, yung mga nagpaplanong bumili ng bahay down the road, in the near future, no. But of course, if there are questions with respect to yung mga renewals or mga rental properties, yung mga investment properties, I'd be more than happy to accommodate those questions as well because we can answer them too, no? And then just to kind of share, I did a presentation. I was invited to present by Maricel Salas, no? Back in January to present there in Steinbach with her home buyer seminar, no? So she invited me primarily to present the insurance part of it, and then I was really and I'm really grateful to her, no, that she has given us that platform. And then again, this one as well. So thank you very much, Semfa. Thank you, Greg, for doing this for us. No,
yeah thank you.
Okay. Do you want me to share the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that. Oops. Wait. Kaya lang. Isa-set up ko muna pala.
Sige.
Para siya. Okay.
And how many branches do you guys have? I believe
we have four. We have four branches dito sa Winnipeg, no? And then we have one in St. Rose, Dulac. Hindi pa ako nakapunta ron, so I don't know. But yes, we have four locations.
sa buong Manitoba.
We have four locations here. Yes. Okay, there you go. Okay, nakikita yung screen? Tama ba? Kita na ba?
Yeah. Yes, kita.
Okay, good. Well, again, good evening, everyone. No, so the title of our presentation, my presentation is Guide to Home Insurance. So I manage one of our office. So I oversee the Henderson branch in Winnipeg. No, as you can see there, our phone number at that office is 594-0015. And then feel free to email me for any follow-up questions after this presentation at rrobles@geminsurance.ca. Okay, so I would like to introduce Gem Insurance first. So we are here to advise and help, of course. We represent multiple insurance markets, no? So as a client, you want to be associated with a broker that has plenty of options to offer you. So with Gem Insurance, we have 9 insurance companies, standard markets for your home insurance, no? and then yung mga starting, yung mga like that wants to start into rental properties that just want to buy one or two to begin with. No, we have a lot of options for that. And then now when you get into a bigger scale na meron ka ng 5 or 6 multiple rentals, we have specialty markets for that as well. So we have standard markets, and then we have the specialty markets for investment properties. Okay, so we have 4 strategically placed locations in the city. So in Winnipeg, of course, no. And then just to highlight, because most of our audience are in Steinbach, we do virtual too. Um, I mean, the for the last few months that I've been given referrals by Maricel, no, yung mga Steinbach clients. A lot of them, or 100% of them, I did it via Zoom or via email. No, so it is something that we can still accommodate. No, so I just do a Zoom meeting with them, email, and then DocuSign for the signing of the application forms. No, so we try to make it as convenient as possible. We definitely, you don't need to travel all the way to Winnipeg just to do your home insurance with us, with Gem Insurance. No, we can always make it easy for you. We are still 100% local, so we are locally owned. Unlike the big brokers, Gem Insurance is still family owned by Emerito and Julie Guevara here in Winnipeg. No, so what is the advantage of being local? So that means the broker cares. No, so pagka kasi with the big brokers, they kind of consider it more like a client only. No, whereas with locally owned brokers, you still have that personal touch, meron personal approach on that respect, and then that's what we are. No, and then we have over 50 years of experience in the industry. So combined experience all across the offices, we have over 50 years. I would say more than 100 years pa nga, no? So that means if there is a question that I myself can answer or our branch can answer, that there is definitely somebody in the company that can assist us. No, so it's not limited to our knowledge only or to my knowledge only. So we have that, and then of course we go the extra mile. And then by that I mean, if you're not available to do a Zoom or a call during the day, feel free to give me your available time in the evening. So that's the best part about Zoom. We can always do a Zoom appointment at 7 or 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening. We just have to schedule it. It is something that I enjoy doing for clients, no, especially those who are first time home buyers. No, dahil one thing, I mean, I would say 90% of the clients that I help are first time buyers. One thing that I take pride on that one is because they rely on the education that we give, that I provide. So that's why I can take it seriously in a sense that I definitely take the time to do a virtual meeting with them or a call instead of just straight email, because I anticipate that this being your first house, there will be a lot of questions, and I would love to be able to answer that for you. No, okay. So what does insurance cover, and why do we need it? No, so first of all, your lawyer and your bank will require you to have it. So it covers more than just your mortgage balance. No, coverage for more than just your mortgage balance. So what do we mean by that? I'm not familiar with the age of the houses in Steinbach, but when you insure a house, you don't insure it for what your mortgage balance is. You insure it based on replacement cost, or and then replacement cost to that point pertains to the features of the house. So replacement cost by definition is the amount that insurance company thinks is enough to rebuild your house in the event of a total loss or in the event of a total fire. So pagka nasunog yung bahay, the insurance company will have to rebuild your house. So before it happens, they want to make sure that there is enough insurance coverage to pay for that rebuilding. And then oftentimes that replacement cost doesn't match with the mortgage balance, because sometimes pagka malaki ang bahay, tapos let's say an older house but it's a big house, no, it tends to have a higher replacement cost or a higher insurance amount value, I mean, but would have a lower price point, no. Or on the flip side to it naman, pagka mga new builds, you have a higher mortgage but the replacement cost is lower. And then for the main reason that pagka new builds kasi, you are buying the house and lot, no? So you're buying for the brand new built house plus the lot, no? So kaya mas mahal yung purchase price or the mortgage on that part, whereas on the replacement side on that naman, building lang ini-insure natin because the lot is already paid for by you. So, and then like I tell to my clients, if your house burns down, hypothetically speaking, um, the insurance company will still be rebuilding it on that same spot, no? So we're not gonna displace you. And then of course it covers so much more than just fire. Lawyers, realtors, and then mortgage brokers alike, they kind of term it, go get your fire insurance, no? Yun ang parati nilang sinasabi. You need fire insurance to take possession of your house. Now, so sometimes clients get confused. What is home insurance? Do I need that? Is it fire insurance? Yes, it is fire insurance. In fact, the fire coverage is the main backbone of your policy, but it covers so much more than just fire, no? And then the lastly here, why do we need? Oh, sorry. For a lot of people, for a lot of families, house here in Canada, or then of course in Steinbach, would be probably your biggest investment. No, of course you want to protect that. What else does my policy cover? So to start, so your belongings. So belongings pertains to your everything that you own, electronic gadgets, computers, laptops, furniture, appliances, your clothes, no? So kind of like what the picture says there. So now just a couple of comments about that. Valuables such as jewelries, luxury bags, and collectibles have special limits to it. So pagka nakita nyo yung policy declaration ninyo, you would probably have, makikita nyo doon sa personal belongings, you would have over 100,000 of coverage on the belongings. So you would think that, oh, I mean, that is more than enough to cover my jewelry, my my collection of luxury bags and other things. The answer to that is unfortunately no, because when it comes to valuables and collectibles, no, there's certain special limits to it. And then just to kind of name a few, on basic policy have 10,000 basic limit. So if you have over 10,000 na jewelries, tapos hindi mo i-disclose yun sa broker, sa insurance, that will not be covered. Or let's say luxury bags. I have one company, they only cover maximum 1,400 per bag. So if you are insured with that company and your bag costs around $4,000, I mean, I don't know what brand would that be, then it will not be covered, no? Or underinsured ka na dun sa bag na yun if you want to have it covered, of course. And then other collectibles, there are certain limits to it, usually 5 to 10,000 lang, no? So if you have a collectibles way over that amount, unfortunately, you're underinsured already. So just to kind of name a few on that one. And then lastly on the belonging side, which I always remind clients, is to keep supporting documents all the time. We don't need it at the time of issuance of the policy, but it is a good practice to take pictures or keep receipts of your valuables, especially those that can easily be stolen, yung madaling nakawin, ano? Because in the event of a claim, especially a theft claim, for example, the insurance company will always be asking for supporting documents, no? So if may picture ka nung alahas mo, or meron kayong appraisal sheet of your jewelry, no? Or for laptops naman or electronic gadgets, the receipt would be one, or even an online subscription that would show that you actually own that model of that kind of laptop siguro, no? That would suffice as a supporting document for insurance for adjusters, no? Now, outbuildings. So that's another thing that is covered under your policy, no? So it's more than just a house. It's more than just your house. Now, for newer built houses, yung garahe is attached to the house, so that forms part of your building. But for other houses, other design layouts, yung garahe nasa likod ng bahay, or yung garahe hindi nakadikit sa bahay, no? So that falls under your outbuilding. So that's covered as a detached garage, of course. Yung shed, gazebos, those are all examples of outbuilding. So if let's say merong bumangga dun sa garahe mo, let's say a drunk driver may bumangga sa garahe, nasira yon, ano, covered ng insurance yon. Additional living expenses naman. So with additional living expenses, it pertains to yung cost of living mo if let's say magkaroon ng total loss sa bahay at wala kang matirahan. So perfect example, let's say masunog yung bahay, no? And then of course you have no place to stay. The insurance company will cover the costs for your hotel or apartment accommodations while they are rebuilding your house. And then case by case, no, they would also cover a portion of your food receipts. So let's say temporary accommodation ka lang sa hotel, and then of course you have no ability to cook. They would cover a portion of your food receipts pagka umorder ka sa restaurant to buy food, of course. Dahil hindi ka rin naman pwede mag-grocery dahil hindi ka makapagluto, no? So they will cover a portion of your food receipts. Now let's move on to liability coverage, no? So tapos na tayo dun sa first part, yung property part ng insurance. Let's move on to the liability side. Liability is third party, no? So as a homeowner, one of our primary obligation is you have to make sure that your property is safe to everyone, even strangers, no? Even trespassers for that one, siguro. So liability pertains to property damage and bodily injury. So yung bodily injury, kind of like on this picture here, if you forget to shovel your walkway or your driveway, nagkaroon ng ice buildup doon, tapos may nadulas, no, nabalian, for example, they can sue you for injury, no? And then that would be covered under your home insurance policy. You just have to report it to us, and then of course, and then we will report it to the insurance company. Another perfect example of hazard for bodily injury would be yung stairs, no? If there's more than three steps of stairs, you have to have handrails there, be it in your porch, yung outside porch, or going down to your basement or sa deck. If it's an elevated deck, you need to have handrails, guardrails, because if someone falls there, slips there, gets injured there, that could potentially be your fault, no? So you have to have those safety measures to avoid those hassles. And then the property damage side naman, no, so of liability, if you damage, kung may nasira kang gamit ng iba, no, someone's property, let's say nagbakasyon kayo sa hotel, no, tapos nasunog niyo yung room ninyo by accident, nakalimutan mong patayin yung plancha, i-unplug yung plancha, tapos nasunog yon. Of course, the hotel will go after you, and then in that case, you have coverage on your home insurance policy. Okay. Now let's move on to the optional coverages. So this has become a hot topic, especially since last year, no, after the after the repeated heavy rains beginning of May of last year. So first of all is the sewer backup. So sewer backup pertains to the sewer, yung main sewer line backing up. Okay, so well, to begin with, pagka nagkakaroon, so oftentimes these are issues happening in your basement, no? So pagka nagkaroon ng water sa basement mo, the first question that insurance adjuster or us insurance brokers ask is, where did the water come from? So if it comes from the inside, let's say sa toilet or sa sewer drain sa basement, nagclog yung main line, nag-back up sa sewer, tapos yun sa toilet, same thing, no? Nag-overflow yun, tapos na-damage yung basement, na-damage yung main floor. That is, by definition, that would be covered under sewer backup. So now, as the word itself says, optional coverages, this doesn't automatically show on your policy. This is something that you have to buy extra. Now, for all the clients that I've presented this with, for all the clients that I have helped, that we have helped, we always offer these coverages. No, now there are some clients that decline these coverages, and for the most part, most clients take them, of course, no, as a safety measure, but it's not part of your basic package. That's why it is something that you have to buy extra. So sewer backup, if the water comes from the sewer drain or the toilet nag-overflow from the inside, basically, no? Overland water naman pertains to the street flooding. So if the river overflows, or let's say sa sobrang lakas ng ulan, yung nag-overflow yung river or yung water sa street, nagkaroon ng flooding sa street na tapos pumasok sa bahay, sa basement ninyo, no? That would be covered under overland water. So I'm not familiar if of the experiences in Steinbach last year, but here in Winnipeg, there's quite a few sections of the city that literally got flooded, no? So we had a lot of clients that filed a claim either for sewer backup or overland water, no? And then another one here is the groundwater. So groundwater, it usually comes hand in hand with overland water. So groundwater, by definition, is the sudden and accidental seeping of water through your foundation walls. I mean, so going back to what happened in May, ground because back then when we had that heavy rain, the ground was still frozen. Hindi pa talaga nag-melt yung snow nun, yung ice. So the ground is super saturated and couldn't absorb the rain, no? So ang nangyari, because hindi na ma-absorb, so saturated na yung ground, in there are certain cases na nag-seep in sa foundation yung tubig. Doon nang galing yung tubig. And then na-damage yung basement, of course, because of that. And then that is considered groundwater. So how would we know if it's overland or groundwater? The common question that I got from the adjuster is that was there evidence of flooding in the neighborhood or in that area? If there was no flooding in the area, and then it is the sudden and accidental seeping of water, and then by that I mean it's not continuous, no? If it's sudden and accidental, that would lead to groundwater incident. Now, as many companies as we have with Gem Insurance, we have 9. Only 5 companies actually offer groundwater coverages. So we have, and then this is something that we also educate our clients, no, because it's not automatic that when you purchase sewer backup or overland water, you automatically have groundwater, because some companies don't even offer that. Okay? So kung wala kang groundwater coverage tapos nag-seep in yung water sa foundation mo, first time yun, katulad ng nangyari last year, tapos ang question sa'yo ng adjuster is, was there a flooding in your area? And then the answer is no, because there's evidence of it. Then they would easily decline the claim because you don't have groundwater on your policy. So it is something that we have to be mindful of, no? So Doon sa mga nakikinig nito na that they already have a house, that they already have home insurance policy, and you are not sure whether you have it on your policy, feel free to email me or coordinate with Greg as well. So, and then I'd be more than happy to look at to review your policy one by one, ano, if there is that event, and then I'd be more than happy to offer my recommendation. Now, lastly is the service line coverage. Oh, sorry, service line coverage. Service line naman pertains to the underground pipes that comes from the house that runs to the city line or the main line. So, yung mga pipes dun sa bahay ninyo sa basement primarily, no? Yung makita mo yon yung mga pipe, mga water pipe sa sink or sa fridge or sa laundry. Pagka pumutok yon, that is covered under the policy, under your basic policy. But the pipes that runs from your house to the city, the one in your front yard, usually, that's on you. That is your responsibility. So what are the usual, yung mga water and sewer lines, sewer pipes, no? So what are the instances na pwede siya mangyari? So if let's say there's a tree in your yard, no, yung roots can potentially damage the pipes underground, or let's say due to the cold weather that we get in the winter, -40, 1 week, 2 weeks long, no, there is a tendency na mag-burst yung mga pipes na, mag-freeze yung pipes na yan, and then eventually they tend to burst, no? If that happens, yung water main break na tinatawag, very common yan dito sa Winnipeg, by the way. Pagka nagkaroon ng water main break in your property line, that is your responsibility. The city doesn't cover it, no, or it won't be covered by the city. It becomes your responsibility, and then it is not covered under the basic home insurance policy again. So it is something that you have. It is an optional coverage that you would have to add or purchase on your policy, and then that is called service line coverage. So oftentimes company covers it from 10 to 25,000 limits that insurance companies offer for that type of coverage, no? And then of course, pagka nagkaroon ng breach sa pipes or water main break nga, if you have that coverage, the insurance company would pay for the excavation, repair or replacement of the pipes. And then if there's still enough on that insurance limit, they also include the re-landscaping, because of course they would have to excavate your yard to get to that, to fix that, no? Okay, and of course, with home insurance, not everything is covered. There are some exclusions to it, no? So, and then I just kind of noted some common exclusions on your policy. So, first of all is the wear and tear, or yung neglect na tinatawag natin, wear and tear, deterioration of your house. Unfortunately, is not covered under the policy. So, yung roof is while it is covered, while it's part of your house, it's covered, no? But once it starts to warp or curl, yung because ang lifespan ng shingles is about 15 to 20 years usually, no? So once it starts to curl, or mawala na yung pinaka-asphalt niya, insurance companies don't cover that, no? Or even if you have a claim like a wind claim for that old shingles, chances are it's gonna be denied claim, no? So just be mindful of that, na pagka nag-umpisa na mag-warp yung shingles natin, let's not wait na magkaroon ng issue bago natin palitan yung bubong o yung shingles, no? Because it won't help us in the long run. Foundation. So while groundwater is covered if there's a sudden and accidental seepage of water on your foundation walls, no? Yung shifting or yung crack sa foundation sa walls or floors ng basement, unfortunately is not covered. Very common dito sa Manitoba per se, no, is yung due to the soil composition, nag-shift yung land through the season, throughout the season, throughout the year. So hindi maiwasan yung sa foundation nagkakaroon ng cracks, no? And then unfortunately those ones are not covered under the insurance policy. So ang worst case niyan is yung Pagka malaki na yung crack, tapos konting ulan lang, nagli-leak na yung tubig dun sa foundation, then that would be a waterproofing issue, and then that becomes a homeowner's responsibility, no? So let's be mindful of that one. Now, for first-time buyers, and then I know your realtor will always promote to get home inspection. This is something that home inspectors would be able to give you optional, no? So they'll be able to assess whether there is a foundation issue, kung may cracks, or if it is something that you have to be concerned about, no? So just keep that in mind. Pagka bibili na kayo ng bahay, always hire home inspector, no? Rodents, pests, mice, squirrels. Yung mga yan, unfortunately, is not covered as well. So, I had an instance here in Winnipeg. Merong raccoon na nakaakyat sa bubong. Kinain yung... It created a hole in the roof deck, yung shingles, and then ultimately the roof deck, no? And then nagkaroon ng water leak sa loob ng bahay. Unfortunately, because the damage is caused by the raccoons or the pests, the water damage inside the house isn't covered as wasn't covered too as well, because the root cause is an exclusion in the policy, no? Mold damage, that is also not covered under the policy. Yung mga mold removal, yung mga ganyan, hindi rin siya covered. So pagka may nakita kayong moisture primarily in the basement, it has to be remediated, it has to be dried to prevent mold growth in there, no? Because pagka lumala yun, unfortunately, it's not something that can be covered on your home insurance policy as well. And then I just kind of last minute add here yung material change. So what I mean by that is, if let's say the insurance policy that you purchase is owner occupied, no, and then all of a sudden you turn around and converted it to a full-time Airbnb, or let's say operating a catering business or any type of business, or a rooming arrangement in the house, for example, at hindi nyo dineclare sa broker ninyo, sa insurance provider ninyo, tapos nagkaroon kayo ng claim dun sa bahay na yon, there is a big chance that the insurance company or the adjuster will decline the claim because of material change. So, ibig sabihin nun, hindi yun yung naka-disclose sa policy ninyo. So, any change or plans that you make, that you want to do in your house, please let your insurance provider know, your broker know, and then, of course, if that would be us, hopefully it's us, no? Please let us know, and then we would be more than happy to guide you what to do, because you can operate a home-based business. I mean, there are certain home-based business that you can run in your house. You can also do part-time Airbnb in your property as well. If you want, there is also that option as well. Pwede yun. You just have to let us know so that we can educate and guide you as well. No. Now, what would affect my eligibility to get my insurance? So, yung heating, it has to be updated, no? Wood stove, it has to be wet certified. Otherwise, you will get 10 to 25% surcharges on that one. Yung age ng roof, katulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, it has to be pagka 15 to 20 years old. It has to be replaced or updated already, no? Sa electrical, knob and tube is not allowed. Aluminum wiring has to be pigtailed, no? I mean, I don't know exactly what that means, but it has to be corrected or treated by electrician, for the electrical. And then, of course, plumbing, galvanized pipes or yung mga plumbing na nagraras, nagko-corrode, hindi rin yan acceptable ng mga insurance companies. So what is acceptable by insurance right now is copper and plastic, PVC or ABS pipes. Thank you very much, guys, for listening to this one. And then yung iba, and then I know Greg mentioned that it's recorded, and then for those that would love to be informed or magkaroon ng refresher on their home insurance policy, feel free to. I hope you can listen to this one, and if you have questions after this, I would be more than happy to answer them one by one. Thank you.
Alright,
Okay,
thank you
Greg.
so much, Kuya. And actually, marami pa akong natutunan na. Kasi nung last time na nag-usap tayo about sa doon sa Winnipeg, right? Yung
Yeah,
copper and ano yun? Tako yung sa
copper
pipe.
and plastic. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, di ba? Then, then yung sabi yung example ng raccoon, I never thought na
Yeah.
Winnipeg may raccoon. Hindi ko alam na
You,
may
you know
raccoon sa
what?
Winnipeg.
That was just one instance. One instance.
And you know what? It happened
It's
to
not.
my property. Nagka-raccoon.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
Okay.
and actually, yeah,
Grabe naman.
so and akala ko kukunin ng animal rescue, right? Hindi pala.
Yeah.
It's different. The wildlife person pala yung kumukuha noon. But
Yeah.
it's ganun pala yun. But it's actually happening yung raccoon na yan. So everyone
Yeah.
sa mga taong says,
And then
totoo yun.
like to add there too, Greg, yung mga mice, no, yung mga best friends sa bahay,
mga alaga.
mga alaga, no? Like I mean, hindi rin siya covered, no? Even the extermination of those, unfortunately, is not covered by the insurance as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. May question, kuya.
Oh, okay.
Wait lang. Pa-replace ko lang. Ask mo sa... Let's say, dun sa fire daw.
Mm.
Coverage ba ang lahat ng appliances and lahat ng nasa loob ng bahay? Kasi yung explanation mo, bahay lang, right? Yung dwelling lang.
Oh,
So, is it included?
yeah. So, let's say, mas sunog yung bahay, no? And then, of course, everything that comes with it too, yung nasa loob, sunog din. Your belongings, katulad na nung nabanggit ko dun sa isa dun sa mga slides, yung contents or your personal belongings, that is covered. So, your appliances, your clothes, all your personal effects, that is covered under the policy. Now, I guess I should have been clear about those ones. There's no special limits to appliances. So if you have appliances worth 40 or 50,000, that is covered.
Okay. And one more thing, kasi napag-usapan natin kanina yung shingles, right? Let's say
Yeah.
hindi covered ang shingles o roof kapag na neglect, right?
I mean, I guess like I should have omitted the neglect part there. It's more of yung wear and tear deterioration,
Yes.
And then I guess the neglect part is there are some clients tend to postpone or delay the replacement, saying that wala namang issue, hindi naman nagkakaroon ng leak, walang problema sa
Yeah.
shingles, no? So they just try to drag out the lifespan of the shingle to a point na nagkaroon ng windstorm, right?
Yes.
And then nilipad yung shingles. Now, okay, so wind is covered by the insurance policy. Okay, wind and hail is covered by the policy. Ngayon, pagka pinuntahan ng adjuster yan, pagka napansin nila na the shingles are heavily deteriorated, na halos wala na yung asphalt or loose nails na, even if it was the wind that really blew it off, they still, chances are they will decline the claim because the shingles were heavily deteriorated already. So I guess that's the portion of the neglect part there, no?
Yeah. It makes sense kasi, di ba, I think years ago, we had storm na naglipadan talaga yung part of shingles ng mga matataas na bahay, right?
Yeah.
So, yun, covered yun.
Yes. Lalo na yung mga newer, no? Yung mga
Yes.
newer houses, they would have, that would be easily covered. Now, and then just to comment, ngayon yung may mga bahay na, tapos, okay, well, I want to replace my shingles now. Another comment to add there is, don't hire fly-by-night roofers. Because I should have added it on my exclusions there, no? Poor workmanship is not covered. So if it is not installed correctly, the companies will decline the claim, lalo na kung makikita nila hindi naka-flush properly yung shingles, hindi naka-nail yung ganito, yung ganyan, ano. They can easily tell because they would, like, pagka kasi yung adjuster, pagka merong roof claim, no, they will hire yung mga roofer nila, they have their own roofers na hinahire, no, to check the roof, yung shingles. If they find it there na mali-mali yung pagkaka-install ng shingles, tapos nagkaroon ng leak coming from the roof, no, there's a big chance that the claim will be declined. So when you are when it comes to homeowners, no, sa mga members natin na they are going to replace the shingles, hire a reputable contractor that you know, that you trust, no, that has a proven track record that would do it properly, because it's no joke to spend a lot of money and then only to find out na pagka nasira yon, hindi rin pala magiging covered, no, dahil hindi na install ng tama.
Okay. And there's another question, kuya. Kasi summertime, so most Filipino here in Stambak, they're building fences, decks, and
Yes.
etc. So let's say kapag they're gonna build yung mga ganong extra new project, they have to like advise you guys?
For fence, not so much.
Okay.
Decks, yes, because
Deck.
decks are attached to your house, di ba? So
Yes.
naka-extend yan sa bahay mo. So pagka naglagay ka ng deck or sunroom, no, that is usually an expansion of your house. Yes, you have to notify your insurance provider.
Okay.
Because
Yung mga expansion.
yes, because ang mangyayari nun, the value of your house will go up because of that, no? And then this is parang a reminder na rin siguro, no? So we have, I'm sure there's a lot of homeowners na nung binili nila yung bahay, their basement is unfinished, right? And then through the years, pina-finish nila yon, they have to update or notify their insurance provider, their broker, na I have finished my basement, because a finished basement, I mean, as everyone can tell, there's a difference of about 30 to 50,000 in valuation, in house value. So the insurance companies would want to know that as well, because pagka nagkaroon ka ng claim sa basement mo, tapos ang declaration mo sa insurance is unfinished, tapos nagkaroon ng claim, tapos now makikita ng adjuster, how come this is finished? That can be in question too, no? I'm not saying that it will be denied, but it could be questioned na it's not disclosed here, or it's not declared here, no?
Okay.
So just be
And
mindful of that.
ito, kuya, may about sa ano. Yan ako na.
No. There is no penalty to that. Like normally, yung mga updates. In fact, can I see that question again? Relate if updates, changes are done. No, usually yung mga ganyan, yung sa like if we're pertaining to yung mga expansions to the house, no, there's no penalty there. So oftentimes they, like, I mean, siguro iba-backdate lang kung kailan na update yon, or usually prorated na yan kung kailan you disclose, no? So kung let's say you updated your basement, normally the changes would happen when you updated your insurance broker. Kung ngayon yung mga, on the flip side to it naman, kung late ka rin nakapag-notify ng pinalitan mo yung roof, pinalitan mo yung furnace, yung hot water tank, pinalitan mo yung hot water tank, you are missing out on some discounts as well. So it can be it can be ano rin, ano, it can be there's only so much backdate that you can do on those cases. So ang mangyayari nun, I just replaced my roof, my furnace. So the discounts will only apply kung kailan mo rin lang sinabi yon.
Pwede ko na sabihin ngayon sa'yo. I forgot.
Well, we can talk about your policy on Monday.
Anyways, and teka, may isa pa. Wait lang, i-paraphrase ko lang. Nawala tuloy ako. Ito, kuya. How about renovations part ng house, yung inside? Let's say, di ba, yung iba ay nagpapagawa ng basement or rooms
Yeah.
and ginagalaw yung electrical and plumbing. Kailangan ba certified na electrician or plumber ang gagalaw doon? Yun
Uh
yung,
yes. Like I mean, because you want to make sure that it's done properly, right? It goes back to the question of yung poor workmanship.
yeah,
So, and then that's why yung iba rin, you want to make sure that you have permits when it comes to especially electrical, no? Because it can a faulty electrical can lead to fire,
yeah,
right? Now, am I saying that because of that fire will be declined? I can't definitely say that, no, because it is the adjuster who will make those judgment calls. But to be safe, on the safe side, na wala kayong question, na wala kayong issue, pagka plumbing or electrical, make sure that it is done professionally para you can sleep well at night, no? I mean, after all, it's your peace of mind too.
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
But minor renovation, like let's say flooring,
Yeah.
and wala, you guys don't have to know that, right? Okay.
Yeah. Like the only time that we would probably know is if
Excuse me.
you added, like, let's say if you added a bathroom, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, because there is some it kind of changes the value pagka may additional bathroom ka, no? So
Yeah.
that's just minor, pero kung additional bedroom, then it's more like a separation room lang, wala naman yun. Yeah.
Dito, ito ay uso dito sa STEMAC ay rooming. How does it
Yeah.
work?
Okay.
Yeah, how does it work? Kasi very
Okay.
tricky to.
So rooming arrangements, you can only have no more than two. So by that I mean, um, well, like, no more than two or three, something like that, no? So you can only have one, like, two unrelated individuals, no, living there, kind of thing. If you have more than two, it's not allowed. It's not gonna be covered. Like, because now
Okay.
you're ang pagka sinabi mong rooming arrangements, you all share the common spaces of the house, right?
Mm,
So
okay.
hindi siya allowed. Now, you can convert, pwede ka magkaroon ng basement apartment, and I'm sure you know what would that entail, no? Kailangan self-contained unit yung basement mo. Pwede
Yeah.
yon, that is allowed. You can have that. You can rent it out to one family, no problem. Um, but unrelated people, that's a big you're very much restricted there. You can rent out your place or your basement to a family of five or six. The insurance company wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I mean, by that I mean, they, like, as long as it's disclosed, that's fine. But if you start renting it out to three people na hindi magkakakilala,
Different people.
three different
Yes.
people, that's not allowed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Kasi
So
syempre iba-iba na nangyayari, right? You can't
yeah.
control yung situations of
Hmm,
basement.
of course. I mean, I have an example of that one again here. No, the client insured it as a house, didn't disclose it to us. A water damage happened. No, and the adjuster went into the house, and then the adjuster saw, like, the house, the rooms were occupied by different people. No, and then he found out na rooming arrangement yon. The insurance company declined the claim because it was never, number one, it was never disclosed to us. It goes back to the material change, no? And then secondly, had it been disclosed to us, we would have canceled the policy completely,
Yeah.
or told the clients that you cannot do that because there would be no insurance for it, or that
Okay.
would be a separate insurance altogether.
Okay. Then Another question.
Yeah,
Nakalagay, since yung value ng house tumataas, right?
yeah.
Pwede bang tumaas yung sa dwelling insurance, yung
Yes.
coverage?
Actually, I forgot to point it out a while ago, no? So, yung building value, so it's based on the features of your house, no? Yung square footage, yung basement, finish unfinished, is there a garage or no, no? Yung mga ganon. So, katulad nung pinakita ko example kanina, can I go back there,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Greg?
Yeah.
Sige. So, eto, dito sa example na to, this, yan, yung picture na yan, yung illustration na yan, that is a sample calculator of a house. So that is how we determine the value of your house. So katulad nitong example dito, so this house was built in 2019, two-story, 1,400 square feet, 2.5 bathrooms, no? Basement is unfinished. Um, and then yung detached, no? So that kind of house is valued at 391,000. So now, because this house was insured back in 2019, this house is now has an insurance value of I think 430,000. So yes, it does go up every year by about 6% to catch up with inflation.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so hindi siya stuck kung kailan mo
It is
binili.
hindi.
Okay,
Hindi.
kasi
So yun yung ano, so common yun, tumataas.
okay, kasi rebuilding right now is very expensive.
Oh,
So,
that's true. That's true. So kaya yung iba, they wonder why the values do go up. And then just to kind of point out what you just said there, no? Yung rebuilding cost, yung mga material sa Home Depot last year is completely different this year.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, ito kuya, ito uso sa sa Winnipeg. Arson. So what will happen kapag arson yung bahay?
I mean, arson is covered. So, I mean, if it happens, arson intentionally done to your house or to your garage, usually garahe ang ina-arson, di ba?
Oo, oo. Like
Um,
last week, meron nakita ko sa sa
yeah,
Facebook.
yeah, that is covered in your that is covered under the policy.
Okay, so
That
but
is again, yeah.
so there's no question that if it's if it's arson, kasi yung fire department, do they have to investigate first?
I mean, they investigate because that is their parang protocol nila yun, ano? They have to identify what is the cause of the fire, and then of course police gets involved there. But as far as insurance is concerned, if it is arson, it's covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Or let's say naman yung nangyari dito yun, ano, very common din dito is yung mga infill houses. Meron bang infill dyan sa Steinbach?
wala. Diyan uso. Uso diyan eh. Dito wala
Oo, so
pa.
dito. So,
Oo.
katulad nung meron akong client na so they bought the house, so yung left tatlong bahay na binibuild, no. So yung kaliwat kanan na bahay tapos na may owner occupied now. Our clients is occupant on the left side. Yung middle house in the build process pa siya, tapos yun yung sinunog. Okay? Now, because of the wind, pati yung bahay nung left and right side got burnt in the process too. And then the insurance company covered it.
Okay. Oh, makes
Yeah.
sense. There's another question. It's sa Facebook.
Yes.
Yan.
Okay. So in this case, if you are sharing the space, that would be called a rooming arrangement, no? But because this is I mean, I like this example better than the other one because this one is one family, no? So mas madali siyang mas madali siyang i-request sa insurance company It is subject for approval, but that this is a lot easier to approve because it's one family only. No,
Yeah.
no. Ideally, i i-enclose mo yung basement mo in a sense na meron kang self-contained suite there, meron kang kitchen, bedroom, bathroom sa basement. Tapos yung family na yon, sila na nag-occupy ng main floor mo. Tapos ikaw na dun sa basement, then that's a lot easier because what ang mangyayari lang nun, it will just be a surcharge on your policy because instead of one family home, it becomes a two family home. And
Okay.
then um, and then some company calls it a basement apartment of some sorts, but that is something that we insure all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, kasi, 'di ba, uso dyan, triplex, fourplex. So, it doesn't have to have far wall, far door doon.
Okay, so when you say triplex, fourplex, so those are different because they are now four
Different.
self-contained suites. So
Yes.
magkakahiwala yon. They
Yeah.
don't share the same common areas, no? So not all companies, well, not all companies insure fourplexes, no, but we have companies that do that. So it's easier, we can insure that. Lalo na it's a lot easier to insure lalo na kung isa yung if the if the owner of the house is one of the occupants of the suite.
Okay. Yeah. Makes
Yeah.
sense. But for the question kanina, they don't have to have a
No.
firewall or fire,
Yeah.
ano, wala. Kasi,
Well, actually, yung question kanina is they share the common spaces, right?
yes.
Parang kumbaga may open access yung basement and then they
Yeah.
share the dining room, the kitchen and all that stuff. So that is more like a rooming arrangement like I mentioned, no? But the only difference is it is rented out to one family which is related, unlike to three different individuals that are not related to one another.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other one, since summer, how does how does Airbnb insurance work daw, kuya?
Okay, Airbnb.
Kasi
So
summer yung mga cabin-cabin, mga gano'n. Kasi uso
yes,
ngayon, 'di
yes, of
ba?
course, of course. Um, so, like I mean, the question becomes: are you renting it out all year long, or are you just renting it out a portion of the year, pero ikaw pa rin ang predominantly occupant ng cabin na yon? So that's the question first.
Okay.
Okay, so now, if you are predominantly the occupant as an owner, no, then you own the cabin. If you are predominantly the owner of the cabin, um, if you are renting out short-term rental Airbnb style, no, as long as it doesn't exceed 180 days in a year or 6 months in a year, as long as it doesn't exceed that, it would usually only cost you $200 a year.
Okay.
Okay, now if you are renting it out year round, it's basically your one of your business portfolio, one of your portfolio na pinaparentahan mo siya, hindi mo talaga siya tinitirahan, ano, year round yon, then medyo mahal yon because you have to insure it full short-term rental style. Mas mahal ang insurance doon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kahit rooming lang daw, no?
Ha?
Kahit rooming lang yung kwarto. Yung Airbnb is rooming only. Kamo isang bahay ko, let's say.
Yeah.
Right? Then I have extra room sa basement. Gagawin
Mm-mm.
kong Airbnb. So same thing sa sinabi mo. It applies like that.
You know what? I'd have to verify on that one. That is,
Okay.
I mean, that is a very good question. Greg, can you email that question to me, please?
Oh, sige. Email kasi. Wait.
Para
Ah,
hindi ko
ah,
makalimutan sa Lunes.
okay. Sige.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But I
And
mean, I would assume yes, but like, I mean, I'll have to double check, no?
okay, okay.
Yeah.
And I think wala na. That's it.
Wala na. Oh.
Yeah. Then, but if they have any question, they can email you, di ba, kuya?
Oh, absolutely. You know what? I mean, kind of like what I mentioned a while ago. If they have, if it would trigger them to start looking at their policies, that's, I think we have done. I mean, I think we've done our part, because it gives them that refresher, no, and then it creates the awareness. Na, I mean, it's not just a requirement on your house purchase.
Yes.
You need to you need to know that too.
Yes.
So I mean, I hope, yeah, I hope people reach out and then ask us to review their policy.
Yeah, kasi most of the people right now are renewing yung policy nila, and
Yes,
this is a good opportunity to have a
for
talk
sure.
with you kasi nga kasi syempre kasi typically ang nangyayari kapag when buying a property, they don't actually think about insurance. They're
No,
thinking
yes,
about the
right. I
house, di
agree.
ba? Di
Mm-mm.
ba? So excited,
That's true.
emotional, ano yun, emotional feeling na, oy, yun, excited ka. So you don't actually think about the insurance. So whatever
That's true. That's true.
na ma-approve sa bahay mo, okay lang, 'di ba?
Yeah,
But this year
exactly.
you have the opportunity to talk to Kuya kasi nga to explain everything, all the questions that you have. Oh wait, wait.
Yeah, but you know what?
Oh, okay. They, ano pala,
Yeah.
yung nagtatanong pala, client ng Gem Insurance din. So, client ng Gem
Well, I mean, I
Insurance.
hope he disclose. I hope she disclosed it to us.
But
You know, like,
so
I mean, if
yeah,
there's some clarification, we can look at that. We can look at that.
yes. And you yung ginagawa nyo din ay cottage, cabin, o ano ba tawag nila? Cottage o cabin? Cabin, right?
Yeah, I mean, both. They're both. No.
Both, right?
Yeah, we do both.
So
Mm-mm.
rental investment or rental properties and
Yeah.
primary residence, 'di ba? Yun yung
Mm-mm.
hinahawak nyo. And
Yeah.
you guys also do driver's license, auto pack.
Autopack, we do that as well. Uh,
Yeah.
and then we also do, we also do business insurance, Greg. No, so I mean, that's not my department, but that is
Yes.
Emerito and then Judy. We have a commercial manager at Gem Insurance, no, that
Yeah.
oversees the commercial side. So if any of our members sa SEMFA na may mga businesses,
Yeah.
feel free to let me know and then I will forward you to them. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Kasi yung sa dito sa Stanmark, there's more business people na lumalabas ng mga business people
Oh,
sa sa communities, which is good. That's what
oh yeah, of
we
course.
like to see, right? So,
Mm-mm.
yeah, so sa mga nanonood, pag magkaka-business kayo, business insurance plan din sila, and auto pack, home
Yeah.
insurance, driver's license, cottage or cabin, and rental properties. Rental properties talagang ano, pin,
Yeah. Well,
Pinoy
I mean,
buhay.
yung pagdating sa rental, even though it's a business part, no, it is something that we do. Even in
Yes.
our office at Henderson, like we do that. My my partner sa Henderson branch, si Justine, both of us are very knowledgeable when it comes to insuring rental property. So it is something that we can do easily.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
So, ano ulit yung ano mo kuya? Email address so they can
Uh,
email
R
you.
Robles at geminsurance.ca.
Okay. R. Robles at Gem
At
Insurance.
geminsurance.ca. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
So sa
right.
mga nanonood o sa manonood later on, if you have any questions, please contact Kuya Reygel, or you can contact me para ibigay ko sa inyo yung contact number niya.
Yeah.
And thank you so much Kuya. Until next time. Sa susunod
Yeah,
ulit.
for sure, for sure. Okay,
Alright.
thank you.
Alright. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Sige,
you.
maraming
Okay.
salamat.
Thank you. Thank you.